Hello there, RC fans. Racing 393. This is part 2 of my FanRc build. This is the reproduction kit which mimics the RC10 graphite, much to a lot of people's pleasure and a lot of people's displeasure. Some people just don't think it should have been done, while others who perhaps, like myself, less fortunate, who never got round to getting an RC10 graphite, well, back in the day an RC10 period, to finally own something of that vintage era but with a modern taste. So we're going to go into the build video of part 2. Short and sweet intro. I hope you enjoy it. Please, if you like my videos, follow, like and hit the notification bell to be notified of perhaps, at least part 3. So enjoy the video.
Right, still none the wiser, but at least I know that's in the right place. I still don't know if it's perfectly, if it's perfect, but I have got two. I'll try and show you actually. So they're longer standoffs, and I'm wondering if I change them. It's going to be too long. It's definitely not them. Right, forget that idea. Yeah, I don't know. Unless they're in another bag, which I'll have a look at that first. So I found another one in a different bag. Don't know if it's going to be the one that I need, but I've got 4 now. There's 4 holes on there, and I've got these other ones which have got longer, like standoffs, So I don't know. I'm pretty sure they might even be the shock absorbers. I wonder how they go on. No, they're different as well. So the shock's got their own mounts. Let's put the ball joints on. Well, that looks a bit better.
Hey, how you doing? I thought I'd interrupt myself building this car. Well, I'm finding this really hard. The bags, although they are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the bits in the bag correlate to what you're meant to be building, the instruction manual that I used, let's face it, RC10 graphite, this sort of the latest edition of that kit from years ago, it definitely isn't that. 100%, it's nothing like nothing. You couldn't be further away. You may as well not use those instructions, I'll be honest with you. And the bags, not all the hardware is in the bag that you need. It's in other bags. I made a lot of mistakes, trying to think. I thought things were missing, especially putting that cowling on it. It made sense now, but I didn't realise it just sort of uses the screws that you screw the gearbox together. In my eyes, that's a very, I don't know, was it like that on the original? I don't know. I haven't got one, so I wouldn't know. It just seems odd. And the cowling that goes over the gearbox, we've then got like the rear bumper, which sort of loops up. In the pictures I've seen, there's 2 sort of holes, and one of those holes is threaded to screw together. There's absolutely no way that's going to be done. There's a gap of probably 10 mil. I don't know why I'm showing you like that. You can't see that. I'm just looking at my, so I can judge it. And it doesn't squeeze together. It does come with a few like spacers. And on the pictures, again, it's on the L and L models. It's the picture that they've used. You can see they are sandwiched together. There's no way that's going to happen. At the point of me interrupting myself, I am currently working on the back end. I've made a couple of mistakes there already. It's together, but the angles of the rear hubs are wrong. So I've got to move the top links. Almost need shorter track rod ends, tie rods, turnbuckles. I'll get there eventually. All begin with T. The drive shafts flop around too much. The pins, they need, because they're like, what do they call them? They're not like just a normal wheel pin. They're a dowel. They're a dowel. They've got to be hammered in, so I've got to take them out again. But so it's little things like that. That's not the end of the world. And it, to me, I don't know. I mean, maybe I need to build an RC10. I mean, I've got a picture on my desktop right now of an RC10, and I'm looking at it, and it all seems to fit better, if that makes sense. It's only a picture. It's a very similar design. Of course, it will be a similar design, like the rear engine guard, which is like the rear bumper, and the gearbox cowling. They're together. They're butted together. But on here, it ain't gonna do that. I don't know whether it's something I've done wrong or it's wrong. It's more likely me. But if you're going to build one of these, maybe build an RC10 or the Clear. It might give you some inside knowledge. There's loads, and I mean, well, not that's exaggerated. There's a lot of various little spacers and washers which don't make sense. As in, do they go there? Do they not? In my head, you should have space or a washer between if it's biting into plastic, but maybe not carbon fibre. It's all a bit of a suck it and see. Anyway, yes, I am struggling, but anyway, that's enough of me moaning about it. Well, I'm always moaning. I'm a moaner. Let's face it. Let's get back to it. Let me try and finish off at least a rolling chassis. I'm not even going to worry about the body shell just yet.
Just the track control arms now. So the long ones must be sort of the track control arms, and there's a shorter one which I would suggest goes between the two. We'll get back. I'm sort of jumping ahead of myself here. Into these instructions. So like that. The two long ones and a short one. So right, I'm gonna crack on with that now. Is there a short one in there? Oh yeah, there is. So you get a little spanner in the kit there, which is handy. So I've adjusted all the turnbuckles now. There we go. They're eyeballing, they're not bad. They'll do for now. So in theory that's the front part. Haven't put the, I think I called them C clips or E clips. It looks to be in the right place. Still not 100%. Anyway. What's next? Transmission. Oh, that's not going to be straightforward, is it? Right, there's quite a lot to do on this, but it might be different on what I've got. Looking at the gears and the gearbox, I'll tell you what, it looks like an RC10 GT. Got to make like a thrust washer. But I did buy plague bearings. Now there's two sets in there. There's an RC10 and graphite. The graphite is the bottom one. And they're the bearings, well, so far for the gearbox, nevertheless. That's the bearings you get with the kit. I mean, they look pretty much the same, don't they? I don't know what to do. Plague. I might use the plague one to the gearbox, because once it's sealed, it's sealed. because they're ceramic. Should be better. Although they look the same. Don't know. Not sure. Anyway, I'll itch my ear. Yeah. So look, there's the I mean that's the gearbox sort of cover. One half anyway. Let me show you, if I can, the RC10 GT. Can you see that? That's well, it's purchased as a stealth gearbox, but I don't know if it is. But it's almost the same as what this FanRc is. Of course, this is like 1994. Might be the same sort of time, wouldn't it? In real time. Not sure when the graphite. Can't remember when the graphite came out. But yeah, thought I'd show you that. So the gearbox is apart. Well, out of the packet. 2 halves. Almost like RC10 GT, obviously, as I said. I'll put that over there, but there's a ball diff here. I'm just looking. Oh, right, they're all in there. Okay, so that's got to be built. Bearings, idler gear, out drives, slipper clutch, hardware. Right. Clearly, these big bearings are going to be to do with this. They've got to go on that side because this goes into there. I don't know which way around it goes though. I can't follow the instructions because it's got nothing to do with what I'm about to do. So I'm going to assemble these. I'll try and show you as I'm going. But I don't really know myself. That's another gear. That's got to have bearings installed. Well, these bearings are actually for the RC10 Worlds. So they might not all fit anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So they should fit in there. They should. And they do. So at least we know that's right. It's idiot proof, isn't it? Almost. It's also got, in this kit, it's got some bearings with some flanges on. The ones in the kit, the proper ones, haven't got that. Oh, it was in and it's out. There we go. Then, eventually like that. I think it goes like, and that's the back, I think. I don't think it matters which way round they go. Ball diff goes in the middle, so that's got to be. Just build this up a little bit before I show you, because I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. Partly assembled. Got to build the ball diff. It's exactly like an RC10 GT, if I'm honest. Exactly the same. Just I haven't got instructions, but then I haven't got it assembled to take it apart to remember it. So that's that bit. Now I've got to build the ball diff. I'm not going to do that on camera because it's really fiddly. No grease comes with the kit. Let's crack on with a bit of a ball diff assembly, I think. Balls are in there and the plates, both sides. So I'm going to build the thrust race now. So you've got 2 halves there and the bearings. Spring. That screws on. I can't remember what that's for. I'm trying to remember how to assemble it. Struggling at the minute. And I'm actually going to use thrust race grease. Diff done. I've just forgotten how to do it. Put a little bit of this grease in the gearbox. It's a bit of a enclosed effort, to be honest. Exactly like an RC10 GT. There's no room for anything. I'm going to put this together with a little bit of this sort of lithium grease. What is it? What is it? I don't know what it is. High performance grease. What? Not quite sure what what am I looking for? Sitting there lost. Just want one of these to put grease on with, I suppose. Talking to yourself in the shed is a sign of going mad. Right, let's screw this sucker together. It's on, but I think it's got to come off again. Just got to figure out how to put that on. Right, so after a lot of doing nothing, I've got the rear plate on with the sort of the gearbox. Now, look at that. I mean, I don't know why that's doing that. So that there should be bolted together. There's no way that's going to do that unless I bend it. So maybe it doesn't, but they're supposed to. On the picture on the internet, it states that it should be bolted together, and it's got these little spacers in between, but there's no way that's going to work. Right, slipper clutch, gearbox. I've got these for the RC10. I'm not actually using them yet. Well, I was going to use them to. There's a couple here because I was going to use these ones on that. Can you see that? To bolt these things together, but upon reflection, there's too much of a gap there. So I'm guessing it doesn't do that for whatever reason. Right. I'm not sure what's next. I think it's the rear suspension drive shafts. I keep having to refer to the internet because not quite as straightforward as you think. And none of the bolts in the bags correlate to what you're working on. It is a bit of a mishmash, but we're getting there. Rear suspension, which is here. I've got stuff everywhere at the minute. Drive shafts, more bearings, spacers. I don't know what they're for. Obviously the rear pivot points. And then bearing in mind I'm going to be using these. Right. Clean some of these up. Sorted out the bottom wishbones and the pivots. I'm just going to put these things on again. C-clips or E-clips, whatever they are. God, I've got everything out. It's everywhere. Back's on. Something's not quite right. I think it needs shimming. I think. Yeah, got quite a bit to sort out. Because the back axle's doing this, and these lengths are all wrong, and is it easy? No. Loads of stuff still to do. Whoops. Right, I need to tidy up a bit. Boy oh boy, are we having problems here. I can't wait for the closing. I've got a list. I'm hoping it's me. I'm pretty sure it's me, but everything you do, I do for you. No, everything I do is a challenge. I'm just going to put this, something else I'm struggling with here. But at the end of the video I'm going to go over, I'll show you what I've done, and what I can't do. I'm now going by just pictures. Right, so the other thing now is to put this battery stay on, which goes onto here. I'm just going to put this on. Okay, so the UK, it's 21.3 degrees, but it's pissing down again. I say again, but it shouldn't really do that, should it? Not quick release. Right, what else? Let me check. So let's put the back brace on. It's like a, it's that, isn't it? And also we've got underneath there somehow. I say somehow we've got to fit that on, but that's a really big screw. Right, let me just sort that back brace out because I need to drop the lot. So most of the carbon fiber's got like countersunk. This one hasn't. You've got to put that on underneath. I know it's not important to be countersunk, but what? But it's just unfinished, isn't it? At least it's the right size. Right, let's just screw this on. So I'm just putting the rear wing mount on now. I have found a few things in other bags that I didn't know I had. Well, like wheel nuts, for example. Problem is, you've got to find this out yourself. There's no instructions. It's alright if you know. I bet people that are building it now thinking, piece of piss. I'll tell you something. I did not find this easy. Maybe you're probably thinking, Tammy, a fanboy. But I've built loads of cars, but I've never had a problem like this. I don't believe it. Yeah, now he's dropped it. What size is that? You haven't got it size. Okay, right, that's the end of part 2. Build. It's part 3 of the FanRc, but part 2 of the build series. And I'm not quite sure where to start. I'm not one for like slagging things off, or which I don't think it's that bad. It probably, for the most, well, some of it definitely is me, because I know that, I found that out now. So that wasn't easy. It should have been, because it is dead simple. There's a few things I don't like about it. I'll come on to that now, but it does look good. Now I've got, these are for JC Racing. I think I might have found the bearings, but I bought some Plague RC bearings, and that's what's in there. Haven't put the tyre on this side yet. I haven't put the C-clips in there just yet, but that's definitely the right way round. No shocks, as you can see. I think I might move to the little camera and show you sort of more of a view for this side. I'll do a closing in a minute. So note to self, don't get too close. Let's start from the back. So that's a problem. That's supposed to butt together. There's no point going closer. There's absolutely no way that's going to happen. The spacers they give you are like thin washers, plastic washers, and the back bumper doesn't go any further in. So that's not very good. These seem okay. That's as far in as it can go, and it's wound in as far, so they're the turnbuckles, they're just as long as they are. That's it. I'm not so sure that that's still correct. It almost wants to go in more. Maybe I could go another couple of threads, but it's going to start putting a lot of strain on that. So for what it's worth, my opinion, I don't necessarily think that's great. It definitely can't go in any further than that. Don't go close. Something I might have done wrong here. There's a lot of play in that. There's probably spacers. Maybe you're supposed to put your own spacers in. Don't know. But that surely shouldn't be like that. I don't like the fact that that's a dowel. No, don't go too close. There we go. Let's see. You've got to hammer that in. Hammer it in. It's not. In fact, I've gone in a bit too far. But it's supposed to fit the RC10 wheels. Now I bought these wheels from JC Racing. Nice to match the front. Lovely, but they don't fit. That hole ain't big enough to take that shank. So I'm then wondering, do I just try and source some RC10 drive shafts? Would they fit? Can I get them off of L&L models? Who knows? But they don't fit. So maybe I bought the wrong wheels, which I'll have to have a look at JC Racing. This is an RC10 graphite, which wouldn't be an RC10. Well, it's not a graphite. Let's not get carried away. This is all fine, this side. It's definitely not a quick release battery thing. That you've got to squeeze that in there to get them in. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it's okay. It does a job. I haven't got the shocks on there yet. See, these do have sort of weird angles on. So these might even be wrong, because I think they're wrong-handed. I've just noticed it. Just I've sat it. Yeah, they're wrong. You don't have a rear-wheel drive car towing out. So they must go the other way around. They're the wrong hand, which means that's got to come off. I'll turn them round, or have I done that? Have I put these on upside down? No, I haven't. No, don't be freaking stupid. Or are they the wrong side, side for side? Can't really put a wheel on there to check, but looking at against, yeah, that line, that's definitely wrong. And if I put them on, maybe I think actually, yeah, I think I've done it wrong. I think this bottom one's got to come off. This whole wishbone taken off and swapped. Yeah, and then they'll tow in. So I've got these handed wrong, and I've just noticed that. Okay. Yeah, underneath, I mean, it's nice. I think the chassis is the best part. The build, well, now I know, is okay. So if anyone's got any trouble with it, I can let you know. But you're smarter than me out there, so I'm sure you know what you're doing. So I've got to sort the wheels out, sort this out, because that's towing out, with the back should be towing in. The front works fine. They're really old, like RC10 GT type nuts, plastic, but they're fine. Those E-clips have got to go on, and the shocks. Now in the next video I'm hoping to get all this sorted out. It's annoying about that, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that drive shaft, or maybe I just bought the wrong wheels. I might have to email him. I'll keep these anyway because they'll probably fit the well, that's not the original, the re-release. And there's a clear. Could use them wheels, couldn't I? Yeah. So anyway, that's that for now. That doesn't fit there at all anyway. I don't know why I'm doing that. Right, let's go home. Well, I'm already home. Let's go and do a closing.
Well, there you go. Back indoors, in the dry. It's still raining. And that is the end of the part 2 build video for my FanRc. You can probably tell through the little bit of my conclusion towards the end that I'm a bit miffed. Partly my fault, partly maybe the kit. There's going to be people out there that probably find it really easy to build, and I'm not disputing that. If you're into your RC10s and you've had one from like years ago, then there's probably not a lot of reason why you'll find any trouble with that. I'll be honest, because I've never built one, I have nothing to compare it to other than the typical, I'm looking at them now, Tamiya, Kyosho, Mardave, and some other nitro stuff, because I am mainly nitro, but I do like building Tamiya. Tamiya is very structured, it's not a race buggy. Maybe that's where I might be finding things a bit difficult. As I'm thinking. Now, I know Team Associated 2-wheel drive buggies, you know, the more modern buggies, and the RC10 6B and all them type of ones, I've watched quite a lot of build videos, and they're certainly far more involved than this FanRc. Bearing in mind, the RC10 family is fairly primitive. Although I have looked at the RC10 Clear, and I've had a quick look at the RC10 40th edition, there's certainly more in that. There's more to it. This is very simplistic and a simplified, I'm a bit contradiction there, a bit of a simplified version of them. However, without instructions and no experience, I found this quite a challenge. Trying to find things which they're not, someone said to me they're probably all bagged in order. They're definitely not. Well, mine wasn't. Definitely wasn't bagged in order. There was bags A to F or I or J, whatever. That wasn't F, was it? Was it J, K, L? I think, I don't know. And it seemed to flow. I mean, I've got a bag of shocks, as in unbuilt. A crap load of other hardware, which I've no idea where it goes. I made the mistake, I must admit, of buying wheels off JC Hobby. I don't know, what's his? I can't remember his name, but he does like vintage stuff. Really good. I've got no problem. I'm going to have to email him to find out what wheels. I'd like those pink ones I've got. They clearly don't fit the shafts, so they're not RC10. The wheels I bought are for the RC10. It said classic, so that might be my mistake. I've probably bought the wrong ones. The front wheels are fine, and I haven't glued the tyres on, so it's not a problem. I'll just need to buy some rears. Big deal. I'm hoping he has them in pink. I'm hoping he can do them in, you know, for what I need for my FanRc, which, you know, I'll explain to him what my problem is. So that's, I'm a bit annoyed with myself on that. The battery, that's a really, there might be an upgrade, but I haven't looked into it. It's a really, it probably does the job, holds the battery in there, and it's not supposed to be quick release, I guess. I don't know, I could be wrong there as well. I think I'm sinking in my seat. What's going on? If I got that, I can hardly see myself. I'm looking at the camera. Oh, I can. Got to go that low. I've got the window right quite small, like the recording window. What else? So yeah, so there's a few things like, yeah, the battery, quick release, non-quick release. Maybe it's not supposed to be like that. I think it's a poor design, but it does the job. You know, should we complain? Should I complain? It all goes together. Now I've done it really simplistically, but from a, I'll be interested to see other people build or what they think. If they, you know, even if they watch this video and then comment, I'm quite happy to admit that I don't know what the hell I'm doing sometimes, but I'm sure things could be more presented in a way. I mean, this cost £350. I'll go back to that. 350 quid. It's probably 350 quid's worth of carbon. I'd argue if it was worth it. I'm pleased I bought it, and I was offered it at early stages. So again, Lee from L&L Models, I buy a shit ton of stuff off him because he offers it to me, and I have no regrets. But then, you know, I'm trying to portray it through to anyone that hasn't got one. I can understand now. There's a lot of negativity with people saying, "Oh, not that pile of shit." You know, having the original RC10 graphite, and a lot of you have got that, is much better. Or it's just they prefer that. I'd be interested if anyone that's got one, what, you know, either of them or both of them. That's where I'm trying to go. I'm lost for words almost. If you've got an RC10 graphite and you've bought the FanRc, what's the difference? Is it just chalk and cheese? You know, I can't even remember how much the original RC10 graphite was in comparison to what this is. But it's all these unanswered questions because I don't have one. I wish I did have one, but you know, I'd be quite. Would you get one for 350 quid? Probably not. Maybe they're worth more than that. I would love one as a new in box, but I bet they're going to be rare as rock and all crap. And if you could find one, you're going to be paying a lot of money. But anyway, I would love to be in a position where I could compare the two. I've only got the one that you see behind, you know, wherever that is, there. The build, basically, if I scored it out of 10, for me, I'd give it the experience a 5. Because I like building cars. Building it blind without instructions is difficult. Using instructions that I had nothing to do with the car probably made it even worse. I think just build it by pictures. That's how simple it is. I didn't have any problem with the gearbox, the bearings, the lay shaft, the ball diff. Absolutely fine. Just a few of the... I mean, I have put the wishbones on wrong. I mean, they're the wrong way round because it's got the rear wheels toe out, and then that's definitely... Or the rear stubs toe out. I haven't got the wheels on there yet. That's wrong. That's an easy fix, and I'll do that before I carry on with the next part of the video. So the next part is going to be... I mean, I don't know if you... This will be out because I've got some LMP 12 racing to do, so... The actual finished product won't be yet. You'd have seen the part 1 like a number of weeks before you see this one, and I don't know how far down the line I will be when you eventually get to this part of the video. So where was I going with that? I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so the next video will be the shocks. I don't know whether I'll film shocks. I absolutely love building shock absorbers. I must be really weird. I'd build loads of shocks. It wouldn't bother me, and they all have to be the same. And I do like that. Whether I film the shock build, I don't know. I'll probably do like an update video of a rolling chassis, and maybe a servo in it so the wheels stay straight and the body shell cut and probably mounted but clear, and the wing on but clear for now. But that'd be more of an update, not a build video. And then who knows from none. So obviously the electrics, can't get words out. Obviously the electrics will need to go in, and I do intend to race it, but that at the moment that I can't even see when that will be. That's a long way off. So I've been chatting now for 10 minutes. I'm hoping this video is going to be reasonably long because it's going to take ages to edit. But I hope you enjoyed it. This is part 2 of the build. I'm pretty sure the internet's going to be flooded with these by the time this bit comes out. But hopefully you'd have seen the first part and you can let me know what you thought then. and no doubt I will have caught up with various different things between that video being released, which actually from the time of recording is tonight, and this one will be in a few weeks' time. So excuse me. I know I've probably missed a load out here, but you kind of get the gist. So I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate you watching. Like I've said in my videos, hit the notification bell to be notified of future videos if you're interested in content like this. Yeah, and at least one way or the other, you get notified about how crap the UK weather is. Still raining. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you on the next update video. Bye for now.